So I've been on the road just about 24, 25 years. And I guess as for my sound, like just as a guitar player, as opposed to how I put pickups through sound systems, as a guitar player, I came up on Leo Kottke and Michael Hedges. And sort of my failure to be either of those guys resulted in my guitar playing being what it is. And as a guitar player, young, I was way into it, but then right about 20 some years ago, I really got into songs. I discovered songs, and so guitar playing all became about serving, the performance of a song. And then guitar sound, very early on, so in the very earliest days, I was using a Sunrise pickup because Michael Hedges and Leo Kottke used Sunrise pickups. But then I stumbled on the Fishman because I was actually had a day job at the Music Emporium, and got to try out many pickups and stumbled on the Fishman Rare Earth, and that became my sound. Like literally, the Fishman Rare Earth blend, dialed halfway between mic and magnetic pickup, run through a bass EQ, cranking, whatever it is down there, 60 hertz, and cutting 110 hertz. And every few years, I'll go into a guitar shop now and try what they got and think, well, that's all very interesting, but I just have a thing that works for me, and I think it works partly because so much of my sound is to have sort of an ordinary guitar up top, and then to have that low note way down below it, either by partial capoing or just by straight up tuning it that way. And something about the magnetic pickup being able to drive that part of the sound, and then the microphone being able to lend some authentic sort of sweetness to this part of the sound. It just works for me. It's comfortable, I guess we become creatures of habit, right? I also sing into a Shure 58. I just know the field. I know where to put my mouth. I know where to put my head, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about this. To use a piezo pickup, I tried piezo pickups early on, and for me, because I'm changing tuning so much, and piezo pickups are pressure sensitive, I would lose some of the sort of oomph on the low strings. And I'm just not a guy that likes to futz with things. I'm kind of careless about my gear. I don't use guitar stands. I set them down on stage. My buddy Willie Porter, who also uses Fishman pickups, but he uses a piezo, but he's the kind of, he travels with a soldering iron, like he likes to futz with things. He's very particular. I think for me, I wound up using this rig because you can now forget it. My sound checks get shorter and shorter and shorter. I've seen other people have where they work on the low mids and they work on the mids for 40 minutes and sometimes longer than that. And for me, I don't know, I want it to be big, I want it to be loud, and then I would like to go get a meal. I like to do all the work ahead of time. It took me so long to arrive at that and to fine tune that, but now it's fine tuned. And so now my days are I like to be lazy later. I like to work really hard in the beginning and then be awfully lazy as you go on so that I can work hard on other things. So today, the sound that you're hearing, I'm going through the Fishman Rare Earth blend, which is my regular rig. I always use this thing, but today I'm also going through the Platinum Pro EQ and into Fishman Loudbox Performer. So that sounds like this.